Ever felt like time is playing tricks on you? One moment it's crawling by, and the next it's flying past in the blink of an eye. We all experience time differently. But what if I told you that time itself might be an illusion? This idea isn't just a wild thought experiment, it's a concept that has puzzled philosophers, scientists, and thinkers for centuries. Today, we're going to explore the nature of time and reality in ways that might change how you see the world around you. Let's start with what we think we know about time. Most of us view time as a constant linear progression from past to present to future. We measure it in seconds, minutes, hours, days, and years. Our lives are structured around clocks and calendars. We set alarms, schedule meetings, and plan our futures based on this shared understanding of time. But what if this common perception is just a small part of a much bigger picture? To truly understand time, we need to look at it through the lens of science. Albert Einstein's theory of relativity shook the foundations of our understanding of time. He showed that time isn't absolute, it's relative. This means that time can actually pass at different rates for different observers, depending on their motion or the gravitational fields they're in. It's not just a theory, we've measured this effect in real-world experiments. Quantum mechanics, the study of the smallest particles in the universe, adds another layer of complexity to our understanding of time. At the quantum level, time behaves in ways that seem impossible in our everyday experience. Particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously, and cause can sometimes follow effect. These findings challenge our basic assumptions about the nature of reality and the flow of time. Now let's consider the concept of now. It seems simple enough. Now is this exact moment, right? But when you really think about it, now is different for everyone. Due to the finite speed of light, we're all experiencing slightly different moments as now. What you see as happening right now actually occurred a tiny fraction of a second in the past. On a cosmic scale, this effect becomes even more pronounced. The light from distant stars takes years to reach us, so when we look at the night sky, we're seeing the past. This leads us to an interesting question. Can we say that events are truly simultaneous? Einstein's theory of relativity tells us that the answer is no. The order in which events occur can actually depend on the observer's frame of reference. This doesn't just apply to far-off cosmic events, it's a fundamental aspect of how our universe works. One of the most mind-bending aspects of time is time dilation. This is the phenomenon where time passes at different rates depending on how fast you're moving or how strong the gravitational field is around you. It sounds like science fiction, but it's been proven through numerous experiments. Astronauts on the International Space Station, for example, age slightly slower than people on Earth because they're moving faster and are in a weaker gravitational field. This effect becomes more dramatic at higher speeds or in stronger gravitational fields. If you were to travel close to the speed of light, time would slow down dramatically for you compared to someone staying still on Earth. Similarly, if you were near a black hole, where gravity is extremely strong, time would pass much more slowly for you than for someone far away from the black hole. These findings raise profound questions about the nature of time and reality. If time isn't constant, what does that mean for our understanding of cause and effect? Is the future already set, or do we have free will to shape it? Some physicists propose a concept called the block universe theory. This idea suggests that past, present, and future all exist simultaneously like different points on a map. In this view, time is more like a dimension we move through rather than something that flows. This doesn't mean that our experiences aren't real, but it does challenge our intuitive understanding of how time works. Our perception of time isn't just about physics. it's also deeply tied to how our brains work. Our memories play a crucial role in how we experience time. We often talk about time flying when we're having fun or dragging when we're bored. This isn't just a figure of speech. It reflects real differences in how our brains process time under different circumstances. As we age, many people report that time seems to speed up. This isn't because time itself is changing, but because of how our brains form and store memories. When we're young, everything is new, and our brains are constantly forming new memories. As we get older and fall into routines, fewer experiences stand out as novel, making time seem to pass more quickly. Our understanding of time isn't just shaped by our individual experiences, it's also influenced by our culture. Different societies around the world have developed diverse ways of thinking about and measuring time. Some cultures view time as linear, always moving forward. Others see it as cyclical, with patterns and events repeating over and over. These cultural differences can have a profound impact on how people live their lives. In some cultures, punctuality is highly valued and schedules are strictly adhered to. In others, time is viewed more flexibly, with less emphasis on exact timing. These different approaches to time can lead to misunderstandings and culture clashes, but they also highlight the subjective nature of our relationship with time. When we step back and look at the big picture, we can see that time, as we know it, is largely a human construct. We created clocks and calendars to help us coordinate our activities and make sense of the world around us. These tools have been incredibly useful for building complex societies and advancing technology. But it's important to remember that they're just tools. They don't necessarily reflect the fundamental nature of time itself. Our obsession with measuring and tracking time has shaped the way we live our lives in profound ways. We divide our days into work time and leisure time. We set deadlines and milestones. We worry about wasting time or not having enough time. While these concepts can be useful, they can also create stress and anxiety if we're not careful. So how can we use this understanding of time to improve our lives? One approach is to practice mindfulness and focus on being present in the moment. By letting go of our constant preoccupation with the past and future, we can experience life more fully and reduce stress. This doesn't mean we should abandon planning for the future or learning from the past. Instead, it's about finding a balance and recognizing that our experience of the present moment is the only direct contact we have with reality. By cultivating awareness of the present, we can develop a healthier relationship with time. Some philosophers and spiritual traditions go even further, suggesting that the ultimate nature of reality exists beyond time altogether. They propose that consciousness itself is timeless, and that our perception of time is a result of our limited perspective. While these ideas are difficult to prove scientifically, they offer intriguing possibilities for personal exploration and growth. Exploring these concepts isn't just an academic exercise, it can have practical benefits in our daily lives. By questioning our assumptions about time, we can gain new perspectives on our experiences and challenges. We might find ourselves less anxious about the future or less regretful about the past. We might become more patient, more present, and more appreciative of each moment. There are various tools and techniques we can use to shift our perspective on time. Meditation, for example, can help us experience the present moment more fully. Keeping a gratitude journal can help us appreciate the richness of our experiences. Studying physics or philosophy can expand our understanding of time's nature. As we come to the end of our exploration, it's important to remember that the nature of time remains one of the great mysteries of the universe. Scientists continue to debate and research these topics, and new discoveries are constantly reshaping our understanding. The ideas we've discussed today, the relativity of time, the possibility of a block universe, the role of consciousness in our perception of time, are all attempts to make sense of our complex reality. They may not provide definitive answers, but they do invite us to question our assumptions and look at the world in new ways. So the next time you find yourself watching the clock or feeling rushed by the passage of time, take a moment to pause. Remember that your experience of time is unique and subjective. Consider the possibility that time itself might be very different from what you've always believed. By opening our minds to these ideas, we can gain a new appreciation for the present moment and the vast, mysterious universe we inhabit. We can learn to move through life with greater ease and less stress. We can find wonder in the everyday and approach challenges with a fresh perspective. I encourage you to continue exploring these concepts on your own. Read about the latest scientific discoveries related to time, experiment with mindfulness practices, discuss these ideas with friends and family, and most importantly, pay attention to your own experience of time in your daily life. The goal isn't to reach a definitive conclusion about the nature of time. Instead, it's to cultivate curiosity, expand our understanding, and enrich our experience of life. By questioning our assumptions about time, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and insights. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the nature of time and reality. I hope these ideas have sparked your curiosity and given you new perspectives to consider. As you go about your day, try to notice how you experience time. Are there moments when it seems to stand still? Times when it races by? How does your perception of time affect your thoughts, emotions, and actions? I encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. How has this exploration of time changed your perspective? What questions do you still have? Your insights and questions can help deepen our collective understanding and spark further discussion. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to experience life more fully. Whether time is an illusion or not, your experience of it is real and meaningful. By bringing awareness to how we relate to time, we can create richer, more fulfilling lives. As you move forward from this video, carry with you a sense of wonder about the nature of time and reality. Let it inspire you to stay curious, to keep learning, and to appreciate the amazing complexity of the universe we live in. Thank you for your time and attention. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.